everybody, and welcome into another edition of the GC Roundup presented by Clint Hammond of the Mortgage Network, where we keep you up to speed on everything you need to know in Gamecock Nation. This week on the show, we are talking South Carolina's quarterback situation. Zeb Noland will get the start this weekend after it was announced on Tuesday that Luke Doty is out for the rest of the season. But will Jason Brown or Colten Gauthier see the field? Plus, we'll talk about Dawn Staley's huge contract extension that was announced last week and discuss where the South Carolina women's basketball team falls in the Associated Press polls ahead of the season starting. And lastly, this weekend, you could head out to Founders Park to watch South Carolina baseball take on UNC Wilmington. We'll talk about all of that and more on this week's edition of the GC Roundup, so stay with us. I hate to kick off today's show with bad news. I feel like I've never done a bad news Gamecock segment. But on Tuesday, Shane Beamer shared some really unfortunate news with Gamecock Nation. Check out what he had to say about Luke Doty's foot injury and how it will affect him for the rest of the season.
Update on Luke. Like I said the other night, he re-injured his foot. He will be done for the year. He's going to have surgery this week. That's the best thing for him, short-term and long-term, is to get this thing healed up.
And on behalf of the entire staff here at Gamecock Central, we wish Luke Doty a very quick, a very speedy recovery. But with Doty out, that means Zeb Noland is taking the helm at starting quarterback this weekend for the Gamecocks as they travel to College Station, Texas, to take on the Texas A&M Aggies. And Zeb Noland's season has been like a Disney movie. And Shane Beamer was asked on Tuesday by the media, when this becomes a movie, who do you want to play you? Here's his answer.
Shane, we've been joking a lot about the Zeb Noland movie and his story this season. I'm just curious, do you have any preference on which actor would play you in the movie?
No, I don't. I'm sure there's a lot of names I could throw out, but I'd probably make myself look bad if I said it, or egotistical if, ideally you'd say somebody like Tom Cruise or somebody like that, but then you make yourself look like an idiot if you're trying to compare yourself to Tom Cruise. So no, I don't.
Coach Beamer was also asked on Tuesday about his backup quarterbacks. He shared that Jason Brown is the definitive backup quarterback right now, but he had high words of praise for Colten Gauthier. Here's what Coach Beamer said about those two.
Jason's the number 2 right now. Yeah, but Colten, I'm proud of Colten, man. He is getting better quickly. Really been impressed with him. He's our scout team quarterback going up against the defense. He's a competitor. I mean, him and some of those guys over there going against our defense. I mean, they try and destroy our defense every day over there, and Colten's showing great leadership over there and really taking advantage of his reps mentally and physically.
So I started off the show with some bad news, but I'm going to make up for it right now with good news Gamecocks. This week's edition of Good News Gamecocks is a shout out to Kai Kroger. He won the SEC Special Teams Player of the Week, along with the Ray Guy Award Punter of the Week. Congratulations to Kai Kroger. He has had a great season so far, and Coach Beamer talked about it this week.
But no, congrats to Kai on that. Obviously, he is a great player for us, a weapon. He can throw the ball. You saw that at Tennessee, and he's a fantastic punter and holder as well. So having a great season. And
Dawn Staley is just a golden gal after coaching the U.S. women's national basketball team to a gold medal this past summer in Tokyo, Japan at the Olympics. Dawn Staley is still staying on top. Last week, she signed a 7-year, $22.4 million contract extension with the University of South Carolina. So we'll be keeping her here in Columbia for a little while longer, which is great news. And on top of that, some more great news for the women's basketball program. They are currently ranked first in the Associated Press preseason poll for women's basketball. They're also slated to finish first in the Southeastern Conference this year. Dawn Staley talked about her huge contract extension last week in a press conference. Here's what she had to say.
This is a place I've called home, and I'm real comfortable with being here. I do believe this contract extension keeps me here. It's fair to say for a very long time. I don't know when my career will end, but certainly I want this to be my last stop.
Both Both the men's and women's soccer team are on the road over the next couple of days. Tonight, the women play at LSU at 7 o'clock p.m., and the men will play Kentucky at 7 p.m. on Saturday in Lexington. And the football team is on the road too, so not a ton of sports happening in Columbia this weekend. But the baseball team is scrimmaging UNC Wilmington on Saturday at Founders Park at 1 o'clock p.m. It is free. It is open to the public. So if you need your fix of South Carolina athletics in person this weekend, you can head over to Founders Park at 1 o'clock on Saturday to watch South Carolina take on UNC Wilmington. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the GC Roundup, presented by Clint Hammond of the Mortgage Network, where we keep you up to speed on everything you need to know in Gamecock Nation. I'm your host, Kendall Smith, and be sure to stay tuned on GamecockCentral.com for so much more coming this week. I even have a new special project that I hope you all stay on the lookout for. It's going to be a ton of fun. Also, make sure to tune into Before the Sandstorm on Saturday morning. Stay up to date with Colin Taylor as he heads to Texas A&M this weekend. He's going to keep you posted on all things Gamecock football. But if you aren't subscribed to GamecockCentral.com, be sure to do so right now. We'd love to have you. Check out all of our social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, we have it. YouTube, the list goes on and on and on. So follow us on those platforms, subscribe to GamecockCentral.com, and without further ado, I wish you all a very happy Thursday. Have a wonderful day. Go Gamecocks, and I will see you next week.